Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, the Manga Man here, and this video is dedicated to solo leveling 135. To be fair, the chapter did come out 2 days ago. Unfortunately, due to other issues, I've missed it and I've not been able to do it on the Thursday. So today is Friday morning. I've literally just recorded, rendered, and I'm in the process of uploading the One Piece 1001th chapter. So I wanted to get this done, get this out there, because I don't want to fall in the habit of kind of doing catch-up videos all the time with solo leveling, because I really enjoyed the series. I want to make sure I'm consistent. That being said, I am waiting for Black Clover's Scanlation release. So in the meantime, please enjoy solo leveling 135. So, chapter 135 solo leveling. Now, this video is probably going to be one of the shorter videos for a number of different reasons. One is relatively simple in what actually happened, and there was only a few talking points that I wanted to discuss today that I think I can really expand upon. So it will be relatively short. So, the chapter itself, in summary, if you take away all the extra bits that kind of go off screen and other characters, it's literally Jin Woo whooping that ass. The whole chapter is just whooping that ass. So all he's doing is whooping everyone's ass. And he's sending his army everywhere, so that's everyone. That's Biru, Iron, Ignis, everybody else that's meant to be there. I think Ignis, to be fair, is with his sister, so I don't think Ignis is there right now. But then again, I might be wrong, because I'm pretty sure he was about last chapter. So ignore that. But anyway, if you can imagine, he's sending all his army everywhere. They're basically beating everyone's ass. And then you see Beer go, yeah, I've killed another one, sir. And he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's basically just beating everybody. Which ends with him gathering his army of shadows that he's accumulated throughout the story so far, and they're waiting for that one boss, that big burly Viking looking individual that's gathering a gate. Now essentially everyone's been going everywhere as well, so they've been talking about different elements or areas of Japan, Kyoto, Tokyo, etc, etc, etc. So more gates have been coming up, and he's been there for a while, and he specifically says a few things. He says that he's a lot more powerful now because he's got a lot more mana, right? And it's a lot easier to do this that he's got now. So it's kind of like I was saying before, it's kind of like a tenfold improvement in terms of the sheer size of his army. And this is evident now where he's essentially taking down a country by himself, really, protecting, I guess you could say. And now he's kind of left at the point where he's going to fight the main guy, and he's all for a battle of attrition with the amount of mana he's got. He also talks about an internal monologue where he's talking about he was getting to the point where, he was getting thrown around, he wanted to get stronger. But we don't get anything here at this chapter for a level up so far. So in previous arcs and chapters we've seen him and he's like, yeah, you've got this much experience for killing this person, this much experience for them killing him and his shadow army. We didn't get anything like that, so I don't know if this is going to be a thing where he fights the big guy and then we're going to get a level up, because then we can see where his stats are going to grow after this. With that being said, he does specifically mention something that I found interesting, that wasn't really clear. So he said, what he says in the chapter, he talks about the architect, of how the architect has showed him hints about this destruction in the past and possibly hints of the future, but he hasn't seen or felt him since, and he thinks that the body that he killed was a real one. If I find that kind of counter intuitive, or kind of counter to what I originally thought, because based on the translation, of course, which can be wrong, it made it seem like the architect was using a type of dummy or a vessel, because he was surprised at how powerful he was, even though he was in this form. But this chapter makes it seem like that he's killed him. So the thing is with this, though, we've got to bear in mind is this perspective here. So the perspective of the actual architect seems like he essentially is using a type of vessel at the moment. But the perspective of Jin Woo is because he hasn't felt him recently or any kind of system-esque things, he thinks he's dead. So it is a kind of a difference of perspective here, so it could be either of those things. With that being said, then we see other people's perspective. We see S-class heroes kind of like, why we pick up duty, la 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 la, and it's like, well, to be fair, if you didn't come, they'd be picking up your body parts off the floor, so people shouldn't really be complaining. And then we get perspective from the leader of their version of the Hunter Association, who basically kind of reaffirms what Goto said, where this guy's incredibly powerful, and essentially Jin Woo tells him, look, I'm not going to listen to your orders, I'm going to do things my way, and I'm going to go take everyone out. So it's interesting to see different people's tidbits. We do get confirmation that Yuri Olov is dead, as well as a Canadian hunter, and the fact that there's 16 hunters, S-class hunters I mean, that were involved in this. So at least two of them are dead, or sorry, two or three of them are dead, and probably multiple S-class hunters. So a lot of the different parts of the world have got there now. They do mention that two Chinese S-class hunters there, but they do not mention if the main man himself is there, the one that's considered a national hunter, the one that we saw, which looked like he was on a ship when the Jeju Island thing was going on, and there was loads of those monsters trying to escape, and he was basically taking them down from the waters, from being on top of a ship. So we don't know if he's involved, but there was a mention of one giant crossing the sea to try to get to China. So we might see that battle, because basically Jin Woo hasn't bothered to go after him. And with everyone returning, it's safe to assume most of the giants are taken care of, other than the ones that were already taken care of by the other S-class heroes. That being said, it's day 7, and we're going to see a fight between Big Burly Man and Jin Woo's army. And that being said, that is the chapter basically. I've kept it relatively short, more or less half of what I normally do. So I hope you can appreciate that. I wanted to keep it brief. Thank you very much for your time. As always, like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully on time. Peace.